Politicians and celebrities make deals behind closed doors. Promises broken, and their income soars. Hidden agendas run the grand parade. In the circus, choose to masquerade. Believe me, I wouldn't lie. I've been given money, power, and fame to keep you in line.
Welcome, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. I am with a brand new mic, so I don't know if it's working, but I'm going to assume it's working and we'll keep going. So today, if Damon can make it, he can make it. And if not, then you just have me today and a special guest. Welcome.
Wait, am I here already? You're already on?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Wow, I'm a broadcast professional, so I knew that.
Awesome. So, yeah, it's a brand new mic, so I'm trying to figure it out. But it looks pretty. It looks pretty. It's got all the colors and all the RGB and the fancy stuff. So, we're trying to spruce things up over here a little bit. Anyways, so
does it vibrate?
Pretty sure it does not do that.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyways, so today we're going to be talking about the different male body types. We're not going to go into all of them because there's the one, not body type, sorry, fashion types. Fashion types. And we'll be talking about the ones that I approve of only. Because it's my show. And that's what we're going to do. We're only going to talk about male fashion that I approve of. And I will give one or two examples of bad fashion that, hopefully you guys will avoid, if you do choose to take my advice. But, you can always go the other way. But,
Sandals with socks.
Yeah, it's not the best. It's not the best look. But we're trying to be classier over here.
Oh yeah, wool socks. Yeah, you have to wear wool socks with sandals.
Well, I mean, I don't think guys should, first of all, maybe not wear socks with sandals. If your feet are cold, you can just put shoes on. Mm-hmm.
That's kind of bizarre, Kit.
Yeah, it's just better to I don't understand why people want to show their toes or their socks off. If you're a girl, you get pedicures, fine, but guys will be there with their fungus and their extra long, unmanicured toes.
Oh yeah, I got toenail fungus. Man, that stuff's so hard to get rid of. You want to hear about my toenail fungus?
Maybe another time we'll get into that. Yeah.
You could do a menstruation toenail fungus episode. Got it.
Yes, we'll do that next week. All about menstruation and fungus. Oh my God. Okay. So this is a breakdown of some of the types. We're not going to get into all of these, but I mean, I think we can recognize some of these fashion archetypes of dudes. We got the rugged guy. Obviously, the guy who's pretending to be rugged is not rugged in any ways, because sometimes people like to cosplay as things, and that's okay, but it is a trick. Anyways, and then you have the bohemian guy. A lot of these are narcissists because they pretend to be enlightened, and that's always a red flag. And then we have a classic guy who's just wears suits all the time.
Yeah, I like that look. I did that for a long time, 10 years. I wore a suit every day.
Yeah, and this is going to be your go-to because it tells ladies you have a job.
Oh yeah, it's super easy to get laid when you got a suit on. Yeah.
Yeah. Women will do anything for dudes with a good job. And this signals I have somewhere to be with a briefcase. If you can add the briefcase, you got it. And then we have like modern. Now, this is an example of please never do this. This is an example of this is the absolute worst thing you could do. This is a hate crime against your friends, your neighbors, anyone you potentially might want to be seen with. This is like, ugh. I don't know. I think this happened maybe like in the 80s or whatever. The stupid plain undershirt. There's supposed to be like undershirts, and then like I have a jacket, and then I'm gonna put some like men with jewelry.
Like a white undershirt.
Yeah, just like it doesn't matter the color. It could be any color. It's just why.
Wait. What about the underwear? Are whitey tighties acceptable?
As long as I can't see them, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Not like as the only part of like that's not the full outfit.
Oh.
Yes. And then on the bottom here, we have like the preppy, like this guy doesn't know how to do it well. So I would just call this like a nerd who's trying. Not very good. And then you have like the rocker guy, like you don't want this. This is not going to get you a mentally stable woman. This is going to attract people with a lot of mental health problems.
Yeah. Giggity.
Hey, Damon.
Hey guys. Hey Damon.
Mr. Damon, it's good to see you, sir, all the way from across the pond over there in Ethiopia. Is that where you're at?
Yes.
Londonistan.
Okay, I'm going to show some examples on how you can have layers and not look homeless. We're going to get to that. All right. So, Damon, for the first part of the show, we're going to be talking about like how guys should dress. And then we'll be talking about were our parents and grandparents less degenerate than we are today?
Who's the person giving advice on how we should dress?
Yours truly.
Yeah, there's some male input apparently because she hasn't told me to shut up yet. So
we've seen how you dress, Steve, with all due respect.
He's gorgeous and y'all's haters. And you haven't seen, he dresses himself on stream. That is his, like when he picks his own stuff.
Yeah.
That's before I can throw it out.
Cat lets him out once a week and lets him put on clothes. And then right after the stream, she puts him back in the dungeon, right?
Yeah. It's very important that he feels he has a little bit of autonomy. So he gets to wear some ugly clothes once a week. Anyways,
I don't even have the energy to argue about this.
I don't think it's anything you can argue about. This just, it is what it is. Yeah, see, the 80s and the 90s were a terrible time. That's when fashion started going to shit. Like,
what are you talking about? Those Jinko jeans and big old jeans? That was freaking awesome back in the day. Yeah,
big fucking baggy jeans with like a skinny top. Basically, those were proper skater jeans.
Yeah, the 2000s were pretty cool because all the chicks started showing their thong out the back of their ass. It was really cool.
Yes, low slung jeans. Jeans. Thank God, when girls knew that they had to be skinny, and that fat asses were disgusting.
I derailed. I'm sorry. This is about men. I'm sorry.
Oh God. Well, I mean, look, it was a great time for other things, but I don't think the fashion was what it could be. Going forward, I think we need to tighten it up. All right. So our first...
all I know is that was a time when we didn't have fucking ugly Ugg boots. You didn't have Crocs.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Girls pulling their jeans up to like where grandparents used to wear their jeans, like up to their fucking chin. Now women are hiding their fucking gun with like a jean that's pulled up to their tits. It's gross.
Man, you got to come to Alabama, dude. They still dress like they're 20 years ago or whatever. Man, you got to come on over here.
Okay. You got skinny girls there?
No, I ain't got none of them. No.
See, fuck that shit. I can't believe it.
All right, so where's the men's fashion at? What are we talking about? What's the bad stuff? You haven't talked about that because this all looks good.
This is all
except for that gay guy.
Okay, the
Wait,
first
wait, wait,
one.
wait. Let's go back and talk about which
Hold
gay
on.
guy.
Hold on. Which one?
George Clooney, the closet queer.
No, the one up there on the top left.
Top
This
left,
one?
the guy,
Yes.
the
I
guy in
mean,
the black
he
and red
is.
flag.
Yeah, the
Yes.
Mr. Brokeback Mountain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
I mean, that is true. I agree. He is
I think if we're
cosplaying as
talking
like
about fashion in general, if you're doing an office job and you have a beard like you're a lumberjack, that poser shit needs to go.
Hey, that's what I do.
I'm
I got an
sorry.
office job and I got a nice big beefy beard.
Have you ever cut a tree down in your life?
Yeah.
Then I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Wait,
will allow it.
was it a Christmas tree from one of those little markets where you can chop down your own mini Christmas tree?
No, I didn't count that one, but I've also done that.
Okay, well, as long as you've actually cut down a proper tree, fair enough. Have you shot a woodland animal?
Yeah, I have actually.
Yeah,
I've got
there you
I've got
go,
two.
dude. You can grow a beard all you want.
Yeah.
But if I'm talking about a guy who like literally just like sits in an office, never did that shit in his life, the most active he's been is play video games, and he's trying to culturally appropriate woodsmen as well as samurais by rocking a fucking top knot or a man bun along with a fucking lumberjack beard. Get the fuck out, you fag. Can't
Yeah,
believe
for
that
real.
shit.
Yeah. See, real men don't have to fake it like that. They can go out with sandals with socks on and feel confident. Right,
Well,
Kat?
there has to be
No.
that element of
No.
no. There has to be that
No.
element of you don't
Wrong.
give a fuck.
Yeah.
No.
You don't give
Yep.
a fuck about what people think of you.
Yep.
No. That's the
Oh,
opposite
wait.
of what you want.
No, hang a second, Cat. Hang a second, Cat. If you're talking about fashion choices, you have to understand who pioneered those fashion choices, and who were the first people to rock sandals with socks. The Germans.
Losers.
No, Germans. Okay.
Ugh.
I'm sorry. If you took on the world in a war and you killed 6 million people like it was nothing,
Okay. Ooh, whoa.
then
That's
I'm sorry, but there has to be an element of there's some undeniable masculinity there.
And this is awesome. Parlaying fashion into
I don't know how this is happening every freaking stream.
let's talk about fashion, Damon. Come on. These
Okay,
guys are
let's
very
move on.
attractive.
Okay.
Let's not forget who made their
David.
suits. Hugo Boss.
I really like that dude's tie. Look at that purple tie. I've got a whole set of purple ties. That's my favorite tie color.
Okay. So here are some other male fashion archetypes.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Harry
what?
Potter next to a caveman in fucking jorts.
I'm not saying which are good and which are bad. I'm just showing you different types right now. Which ones do you think I approve of?
Is that motherfucker wearing a cardigan and brogues and a fucking woolly hat?
I'd say
Or a
you,
cap?
Kat, you approve of the wealthy statesman and the dandy.
Mm,
I think Kat wants a guy who looks gay, but
yeah.
but is willing to like go for vagina once in a while.
The only correct answer is the wealthy statesman and the cavalier prep. That's
What?
it.
This is how Kat found Steve.
The Cavalier
Kat
prep?
was given. I think a genie gave Steve to Kat.
The
She
dude
wished
with-
for like, yeah, that was her wish. That was her wish. I've got a gay best friend, but I want to have sex with him. Okay, here you go.
I mean, that's the only possible explanation. She picked the dude with the purse. I mean, how can you pick the dude with the purse?
Yeah,
That's just no.
yeah, Kat.
Well, I don't like the
men.
purse, but I like
What, the scarf wrapped around too tight to
not
make
the
him look
scarf.
like an idiot?
Okay, not the scarf. Actually, the dandy's okay, but I feel like there's too many patterns. So plus the pocket. What's it called?
Yeah, the little kerchief.
Pocket square.
He needs
Yeah,
a
the
he needs a
pocket square.
pocket protector is what he
Yeah.
needs.
The glasses, the pocket protector, the different patterns. There's too much colors. I would say like the cavalier prep without the scarf, the neck crap and without the, I mean, if he needs to take something to get to work, I can let it pass. If he's going to work and he needs a bag, fine. Okay. So this is going to be my top tier. Like this is goals. Like this is the type of look that you can grow into and die.
Oh,
Like,
wait. Stop. Hang a second. Curse Zero said, yo, Cat, what is a C string? C strings are the most amazing thing in the world.
What is it?
You don't know what a C string is?
No. Is that a British thing?
No, it's basically a G string, but without the elastic bit that goes around your waist.
Yeah, giggity.
Oh, so it's like a patch?
It's like a floating patch. It's got like it's got like a semi-solid material that kind of like keeps it bent and holds it in shape.
Yeah,
And it kind of just
you
it kind of just
you can get
clips on.
attachments. Yeah, you can get attachments for your plugs so that it stays on easier.
Oh yeah, if you're wearing a plug.
What?
Yeah, well, I said plugs. You know, for two.
You guys
plugs.
are gross. Anyways, we're moving on.
Oh
So-
God, Cat, get a fucking clue.
I'm sorry I don't wear your weird things that you guys are into. So the wealthy statesman, suits, looks like old money, doesn't have to be, dislikes, whatever. Whatever. So we got that going on. The good part about this is when you see someone who looks like this, they could be 100 years old and they'll still be considered attractive to women.
Yeah, that's not true.
This is true.
I mean, all those guys are fit, right? Yeah, 100-year-old guys aren't fit.
No, you can't be not fit.
Yeah,
There's
right.
no
That's the important part.
clothing.
The outfit's irrelevant. It's the build of the men that you're attracted to.
If you
No, that's true. That's true.
No,
No,
wrong.
you're fit. You can wear whatever the fuck you want when you're fit. I'm sorry, you can.
Yeah, but you're gonna still look trashy, and you're not gonna get like people to take you seriously. They just might want to
but
bang
you'll still
you.
get laid.
That's not the end goal, you guys.
What
What
do
about
you mean?
respect?
As a man, yes, it is.
No, that's it. That's
This is
all it is.
ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Okay. All right. Calm down. So I saw a dude who was like old as shit. He looked like the lower corner guy sitting down over here. He looked like that, like old, and he had one of those old convertible, I think like from like the 50s or whatever type of cars. Look, it was beige. He was wearing like the same type of outfit like this guy is, with the shoes, the whole thing, the glasses, the gray hair, everything. It looked freaking awesome. Now, we almost ran into him and he almost died. But other than that, he was doing very good for his age. And he looked like a bachelor, so he probably gets a lot of chicks. I mean, this could work forever. You guys have to think of longevity.
Would you have popped on him?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Are you serious?
He said hopped. Would you have hopped on?
Hopped.
Are you going around on his pogo stick?
Oh, no. Maybe if I'm single and old.
You
older.
Older. Like old
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, moving on. So then we have this. This signals to me I am smart. I go to school.
I'm gonna have a lot of student debt.
No.
I don't know how to play a proper sport.
No. This is mommy and daddy are paying for school. So I'm not.
I do one of those. I do one of those sports that you don't need to be in shape for.
What?
I got stuffed in my locker. I have childhood traumas.
What were you wearing?
No, I'm just saying that's what this says to me.
Do you have any dress suggestions for men who don't give a fuck about attracting women who are gold diggers?
No, just wear your socks with sandals. You'll be fine. Okay, moving on. So the next one, this is kind of like the same, but this is like the more upscale version. So this is like they are going to school or whatever, And then this is like
You
now they're
literally
showing
have in the top right corner that fucking queer dude out of
I don't know who
that
that is.
Fantastic Beasts shit. Go back.
Okay, go on.
Look at the
This?
top right corner. That
That's
looks like that
AI.
weird. Well, I'm just saying, look at it. That looks like this looks like some Doctor Who shit. Like, what the fuck?
Here we go.
Is this stuff that you are recommending people to dress up as?
Those
Look,
pants
I'm
are way
giving
too tight.
No, they are not. You
They are
guys
way
need
too
to
tight.
Oh my gosh, you guys need to
He needs some
stop.
Jinkos.
No. Okay. So this is the other upscale, like they're getting a little older. And then here's the dandy. This is the one who is like a little bit queer. Like this
Oh, a little bit.
this is like maybe
There ain't no baby.
No, this is like gay dudes who are 100% gay. They can't hide it. But they watched a couple of episodes of Peaky Blinders and they want to look slightly macho. But
Yeah.
this is as macho as they can go, which is wearing the flat cap.
That's a good TV show, Peaky Blinders, Damon.
Yeah, I
really
know,
fun.
but gay people can't pull off that look. And this is kind of proof of that. It's like, yeah, it doesn't work.
It looks like the cast of Revenge of the Nerds is getting married.
Yeah, look at the bottom left. Well, what's going on here?
Which one? This one?
The bottom left, dude.
Yeah, he's like obviously flaming
This dude's fine.
for
Yeah.
another dude.
For going to the Blue Oyster Club.
Okay, and this dude here is fine. Look, the difference between this and the other ones is the neck stuff. I feel like when you wear neck stuff that's not a tie, it kind of puts you into the dandy category. Where
No, look, if you wear a fucking neckerchief like that or a bow tie and sunglasses,
Whoa! What's
you
wrong with a bow
know,
tie?
dude, look at how they're wearing it.
Yeah,
You can pull off a bow tie. You can pull off a bow tie if you're not wearing sunglasses, if you're wearing a suit with it.
Yep.
And like if you're wearing a suit and you got a bow tie, that's okay. But
does
you're
anybody
just
have
wearing
pictures of Cheeks doing that? Cheeks wears his bow tie everywhere. He's a dandy.
but
He's not
you see these guys here. Look at these guys. The bow tie, the neckerchief, the sunglasses, no blazer. The rest of the shit doesn't work with it. And if this is to like kind of try and attract a woman, 100% the opening line, the way they're going to try and pull is by doing a fucking magic trick for them.
Yeah,
that
see,
doesn't work.
You can get away with doing the bow tie without the suit if you're wearing suspenders.
Yeah, I guess so, but you have to be built.
Yeah.
You have to be built. There's certain looks that they don't work unless the girl thinks if anyone talks shit to him, he could beat the shit out of them. You have to look like I'm pulling this look off in a way like I'm daring guys to make a joke about it. Say something. And nobody will. You have to be that guy who goes out in public back in like 2016, 2017, wearing all MAGA gear.
Well, okay, so
and he's going to the most liberal area, and nobody wants to say shit to him because he looks like he'll fucking kill them.
So out of all these pictures, that guy on the bottom right's the only one that I think's got the look right. The rest of them,
I think actually the two black guys have the best outfits.
No, the top black guy is obviously a Peter Puffer, but the one on the bottom right, he seems normal.
Oh, okay. What? Okay.
Yeah, the guy on the bottom right looks like he's going to be like a kind of a juke joint.
Mm-hmm.
So that works for him.
And it's not because of this. Calm down.
No, it is. It is.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of black guys who wear bow ties. They can pull that stuff off.
Oh my gosh. Okay, next one. Now we have a different style of preppy. This one, this is how I like to dress Steven when he lets me. right here. And you can't say anything bad about this. This is perfection.
Yeah, there's a reason why there's two men walking side by side there.
Yeah.
What? Well, okay, tell me what is wrong with these outfits. I mean, he needs a
Nothing.
belt.
They woke up in bed together, got dressed, and left their home.
There's nothing. I've dressed like this too. I mean, this is my normal wear when I'm trying. So I have to be really
See?
trying.
Now,
a
I
lot.
draw the line with the crossed sweater. I feel like that's a bit much. Wear it or don't bring it with you. All right.
None of them are showing off their white T-shirts underneath, though.
Yeah, you see, there's none of that. Yeah. This is classy. We'll get to this look. Don't worry. We'll get there. All right. Next up.
Oh, Jessica's comment there. Jessica just put up a comment. I think it was basically saying that she prefers straight-looking guys. Yeah, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I'm a redneck, so stop hitting on me, Jessica. I'm taken, all right.
Cashmere sweaters are very classy. Good job. I approve. Now, this is one of the no-goes. This is New Jersey / a lot of guys in Miami dress like this. This is a problem.
The only thing there that I think is acceptable is
There's none.
I can't see it very well because it's a small photo, but the top right, the 3/4 length jacket, I've got a lot of 3/4 length jackets.
Do you see what's wrong with this, though?
For my height, the gay unbuttoned shirt underneath it, is that an unbuttoned shirt?
This is just the gym bro look. I mean, this isn't anything.
This is.
All these guys are built. They spend.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, skinny jeans. If you're a guy and you're wearing skinny jeans, you need to be put to death.
If you're as built as all these guys, you can wear anything you want.
No, you can't wear this.
No, you can't wear yoga pants, dude. You can't wear.
Yeah, you can.
Denim looking yoga pants.
These guys have lines of women.
No. If I see a guy whose booty is like in tight, no, I will no. And the ankle, look how tight the ankles are. This is.
Yeah, and then he flexes his pecs,
no,
and you start drooling between your legs.
No, dude. What we see here in this collage, there is a picture which shows the ultimate gay pose that a guy can do, and it's something that no guy should do. That side-on selfie, like in a mirror, that
right here,
a dude taking a picture of himself like that,
his butt is bigger than mine.
Instantly undoes all your gains. You go from looking like a jacked dude to looking like a dude that gets pounded. I'm sorry.
I don't know. My gaydar is off. I'm sorry.
This is a problem, you guys. No.
Really? What about the guy on the second to on the bottom right, second to the right, the guy in the like holding the cup, leaning up against the wall or whatever?
They're all holding cups. I don't know.
Bottom right, second.
The guy in the, what is that? Like a dark purple top, gray trousers, leaning against the wall.
That looks
the
classy.
Pants are too tight. You can see the muscles too much. It's the shirt's too tight.
Yeah, they don't look too tight compared to the rest. They look somewhat acceptable.
No.
But I'm sorry, but short fucking trousers. This was in the previous picture as well. Trousers that are too fucking short and you're not wearing socks, like you're trying to show off. Look at me, I'm not wearing socks with my shoes. Fuck off with that gay shit.
Yeah, but
okay, look, we have a chick in the audience. What do you think? Come on. You know, this is not like you would keep walking. You'd probably be like, if let's say it's the best personality and underneath all that spandex, the best looking whatever you're into, you would still be like, hey, honey, can we go shopping? Don't worry. Like, I'll even pay because we're gonna go see like people I care about their opinions. I don't want to look bad. Do you mind if I get you some pants that are real pants? Maybe like a
To
shirt
make you
that
look like you're trying to attract women rather than men.
Nah,
Yes.
y'all got this all wrong. See, those guys are expressing that they can do whatever they want because they're at the peak of their game and they got a line of women waiting for them whenever they want it, right? They don't care. They're just showing they're peacocks. They're peacocking. That's all it is.
Oh God. Okay, next one. Now we got like a sporty, classy, like maybe he goes riding, maybe he's into hunting. Like this is classy, right? And we even have like the more casual version. Like, look at this guy here.
Top right
the
isn't,
navy.
middle kind of is, but top left is, yeah, nah. It's not style. It gives you the look, but it's not really style. The middle one is kind of style, but it's that kind of style. I can tell you, being a Londoner, being from the UK, this is like how people be in the UK. Top right doesn't mean shit. Any farmer looks like that. Top left.
I have never seen a farmer look like this.
Go to the UK. Every farmer looks like that on the top right.
Okay.
The top left one doesn't say anything about him. That's not a status look. That just shows that your parents have money, not you. The top middle is, yes, you come from money. You probably have money, but everyone in your family comes from one family tree on both sides. They all share those. Their branches are way too close. You are inbred as fuck, probably.
I don't know. I just see a bunch of Euro trash, to be honest with you. That's all I see.
Oh my gosh.
I guess so. Apart from the top right, that's working people.
It's just not working people.
It's just Euro trash.
Okay.
You can keep it.
Now we have American.
There you go. That bottom left, I've done that look a bunch of times.
Yeah. So this is not for me, but
the top,
you know.
the dude sitting on the gate. That look there, is that like a shearling line coat? Yeah, I've got a couple of those 3/4 length and regular. I've had that look a few times.
Yep, that blue jean look though, that's definitely me right there. White t-shirt, denim jacket, boots. Yep, that's me, Kat.
I mean, see, you guys have to understand. This is okay because the tones all make sense together. But when I see this look on people that think they're doing this, there's a lot of patterns and bad colors and stains on the shirts.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And that blue jean jacket don't have enough patches on it.
Oh gosh. Yep. It's a problem. So Jessica's into this one.
What patches would you wear with that blue jean jacket?
Oh hell, you put a big old American flag on that thing, or like a Southern Cross, or hell, like
the South will rise again, Kat.
Yeah, there you go.
I got in trouble for that, so let's move on.
Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Who did you say that to?
Nobody.
Oh shit, that was. Oh god.
Okay. Now this is another, I like to call this American too, because I see this in America. So there's several types within this. You can have
the guy that's trying to dress up like his lesbian aunt.
Okay. So the Johnny Depp type, which is just like a lot of stuff going on. Everything looks tattered. It's just trash. Like he found trash. Like he's hoarding. He's got schizophrenia. He has a smell.
Yeah, you look like you smell like a Grateful Dead concert.
But you can fix him, Kat.
No, this is unfixable.
No,
so,
he's gonna have chicks though because they want to fix him, right? That's a working look right there. It works.
Yeah, but it will be the chicks that take a shit on your bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Well, I bet you those chicks are into anal.
Oh! Okay. So there's this type, and then over here you have like just the t-shirt and jeans, which is terrible. I don't care what anybody says. This is like I've given up on life. All right. And so I think most people will be on this category, like this type of the dirt bag. Most Americans would look like this. It's very common. Now we have the pretty boy. This is only for young people. And as I said, maybe a little bit gay and most likely to get invited to a Diddy party.
I don't understand that guy on the second on the bottom, the bald headed guy. You're not really showing what he looks like.
It's
I mean-
only about the face for this. It's a cute face. It's a young boy's face. It's a pretty boy face.
It looks like a dude who's gone to a woman's clinic to have Botox, fillers, and everything.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
looks
I
pretty
guess
good.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't judge the beauty of men, so I have no clue. Y'all take y'all's word for it.
That dude killed himself.
Yes, he did. Very
The
sad.
guy on the left.
This one right here, Jonathan Brandis. And then the black dude, he was the one who was like a criminal, and then he married the heiress. So now
He got hired by a shit ton of like modeling agencies for.
Yes.
He did like some essay shit.
And did you see like how no woman like on the internet cared? They're all like, it's okay, let him go.
Yeah.
I'll pay his bail.
Proving that it's not grape if they think you're pretty.
Yep.
I guess. This one is a criminal, the guy with the blue eyes, yeah. Oh, and maybe Leonardo DiCaprio. Maybe.
So they're all criminals?
No. I think just those two on the bottom. All right. So anyways, the pretty boys, it doesn't matter what they dress like because their face is so pretty. They're usually very, very young, youthful. This is like a limited
People thought
time.
People thought the werewolf dude from Twilight was pretty.
Yes.
He's got the pig nose though.
I know, but it was just enough that he was still cute, but still had the nose. Yes.
His eyes are way too far apart. He looks.
Yeah, he's got far apart eyes.
Okay. Look.
Unibrow, pig nose, and weird teeth.
He's like Bevo.
Oh God. Okay. The next is like the beast bod guy. This guy is obviously on testosterone therapy. Obviously, he's on steroids. No ifs, ands, or buts. And because of that, he's probably got really tiny nuts. And he probably might have a little bit of ED.
Oh, the RFK look?
Yes, I would say that would qualify.
Oh. The Glenn Lawrence look?
Okay, this is what all men want to be. This is what men think is the ideal body type, whatever, persona.
Muscular, because chicks will ride you when you're muscular.
Oh my gosh. The thing is, maybe they would, but because you're so muscular, now you have problems in that area because of all the stuff you took.
I'm just gonna say one thing.
Uh-huh.
There is certain shit that you can do. I know a guy who's nearly 50 and he does rock climbing. And he's done rock climbing since he was about 12 years old. Throughout school, I played rugby with him. He put on quite a lot of mass when he was playing rugby. And he played rugby up until he was about 40-something, 45. And he continued climbing as well. So he maintained his weight and his body fat percentage pretty well. I know for a fact this guy's never done steroids. And he isn't on testosterone. I've never touched that shit in my life either. And I'm not as cut as he is. I've got more mass than he does, but he looks way more solid than these guys, and he's 50. There is a way you can be natural and somewhat like that. There's certain looks, there's certain things about it, and there's certain muscle groups where you think to yourself, I don't think you did that 100% naturally. But there's certain looks where, no, if it's functional muscle and you're built a certain way, most people think you can't get that look without steroids. But if it's functional strength training and if you're dieting properly, you can achieve certain shit. And none of those looks really in those pictures, apart from probably the bald guy with the beard on the bottom row in the jacket. Looking by his size and his neck, probably that looks probably a bit steroidy, and he's got that steroid jaw. But the rest of them, certainly the guy on the top, you can get that naturally. You can get that naturally if you train properly.
Yeah. So, I mean, some people can, but I would imagine it takes so much work that how are you going to like have a regular job, a family? You know what I mean? Like eventually you're going to have to choose one or the other unless you're on steroids.
I don't know. I do encourage people to do natural rather than steroids. I think because for me personally, at my age right now, I think a lot of the training is physical training. What I get out of it is the mental health aspect. It helps you feel better. It gives you that sense of like straight out of the gate, the beginning of the day, you've accomplished something that you dedicated yourself to. You get that buzz, you feel better about it, and it does help you kind of like stay consistent in the shit that you do.
All right, you're getting derailed, Damon. You're talking about feelings now, and this is supposed to be about men's appearance. It's just like when a woman says she's a 10 because she feels like she's a 10, right? It ain't.
No,
It
no,
ain't.
but the
Looks
thing
ain't
is
about.
that
Looks ain't about none of that. It's about putting on muscles so a woman will jump on you. That's all it is. It ain't.
yeah, but what I'm saying is that if you do it naturally, like that consistency is going to give you those gains. You're going to get that look.
Yeah.
You're going to want to do it at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day. You train twice a day. Okay, beginning of the day, end of the day. If you got everything set up right, you can get that look naturally. And you like what Kat said, but if you've got a family, how are you going to find the time? When you do that and mentally you feel good, you're going to make the time for shit. Your day doesn't feel like a chore because you get that boost from doing your workout in the morning and you go to bed fresh off of workout, shower, get into bed, you get a good sleep.
How many hours is this, Damon, per day? Be honest.
If you do an intense training session, a lot of people think, I'm going to go to the gym for an hour and a half. If you're lifting heavy and if you're training with high intensity, an hour and a half is too long. You should be able to wreck yourself in 45 minutes. 45 minutes, heavy, going hard. If you're doing the 5x5 or if you're doing beyond failure, you can get if you're first starting, it might take you an hour and 15 minutes to get to that level of burning yourself out. But after a couple of months, you can bring that down to 45 minutes. Intense. And in 45 minutes, that's it. And you do another muscle group that night. Like if you're training twice a day, you can get your legs in as well. Like you'll get a good amount of leg workout as well. Most people are like, oh, I'm going to train 3 or 4 times a week and I'm going to do like an hour and a half or so. And then they'll skip their legs because they think I'm not working the rest of my muscle groups out. Why are you skipping your legs? Your legs are really important, especially for life.
Come on, let's move past this. This is boring. I don't really care about any of this. Let's move on. I mean, this is all irrelevant. I mean, everybody knows you need muscles to get chicks, and that's the only reason why you look nice. So let's move on to the next one. Come on.
Okay, so this is the evolution of your fashion with age. So as you can see here with this example of Johnny Depp, when he was young, he looked like pretty boy, but
This
he
is
also
sad.
had the jewelry, so he was a little bit, questionable. And then he transitioned to
A female.
no, like what was that one called? It was like one of the first ones.
Metrosexual.
No. It was like
Bye.
one of those. But anyways, so he transitioned to like the kind of like I think like rocker type, whatever. Which
What kind of rocker is
Ugh.
that? Please. Please. They're just as fucked up.
And then at the end, he became like a hobo or whatever the hell, like the dirt bag,
Yeah, Ozzy
like
Osbourne.
a vintage dirt bag.
Well, yeah, but you can do that. See, this is not a comparison that normal people can attain, right? Because he's obviously extremely wealthy and famous, so he doesn't have to keep up his appearance. He can do whatever he wants and become eccentric, and he'll still have a line of women out there for him. So
I know, but I'm just showing this for the rest of us, like to be careful not to become this. Because
not
even
to become
though
rich and famous. Don't become rich and famous, people.
no, do not become a dirt bag. Yeah. See, the last one is like mental health. It's trauma.
There's a name for that look. I forget what it is, but it's pearly something. It's something with pearly something. I forget the name of it.
What?
But that last look that he's going for.
Oh,
There's a
Elvis
name
on the
for that.
Elvis on the shitter.
God. Okay. So, and now this is, let's talk body type. This would be the ideal body type. And this
Fuck up and
body,
die.
what?
That is not an ideal body type.
This is the ideal
An
body
ideal body
for
type for what? Somebody who hasn't gone through puberty.
Yep.
No, these are like 50-year-old men. This was attainable in like the 40s, which is where I got these
Wait,
photos from.
what are you talking about? The men on the left or the little fags on the right?
They all have the same body type. This is just lean. I don't have gynomastia. I don't have the side what's it called? The side pooches. And I don't have a big bloated gut.
Testosterone.
No, none of that. No. This
No,
is just
no, they
like
don't. I'm
what
sorry.
people
Look
used
at the
to look like.
This is the soft boy look. This is like, hey, I don't do enough, and I'm gonna stop taking care of myself and have a beer gut in 10 years. Look,
that guy on the right is, you can only see my abs because I haven't eaten food. Never grown a single pube in his life because he's got no T count. Yeah, I'm sorry. That on the right, no fucking way.
Okay, what about the other dudes? Look at the black and white dudes. These are real human beings. I think this guy next between the two twinks was Gerald Ford or whoever, that some person. I think that person is famous. But look, the point is the body type was lean, not on testosterone. You don't have to work out. You just have to not eat processed foods, get sunshine.
Look, there's lean with muscle mass, which is the dude holding the three people up. That's lean and muscular. The other guys are lean with no muscle.
yeah, they're betas. They're gonna get cucked by some Chad.
What is this? You guys don't remember, like when I was young, people used to do this in the beach because everybody was like a good weight that we could do this type of stuff. Am I the only one who used to do that stuff?
If you think that the two guys on the right, if you think they could hold one person up on their shoulders, you're fucking insane.
When you said people used to do that when you were a kid on the beach? Is that a picture you took there, Kat? How old are you again? Are you like 100?
They didn't have cameras when Kat was a kid.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh God. Anyways. Okay. And that is all for the slideshows. So going back, these are all the types of stuff we went through. Now we didn't go through the gamer type because we already know what that looks like, and it's not worth putting up on the screen. Nobody wants to look like the gamer type. That is any sort of t-shirt with cartoon characters, anime characters, any sort of t-shirt at all with something printed on it.
I've
and,
worn
like,
that shit for
baggy
fun,
jeans.
and I've pulled, no problem.
Well, what about the NASCAR T-shirt, right? Because I'm in Alabama, you got to have NASCAR T-shirts.
I would say that would be like the sports stuff, and I lump that in to like another category of like terrible fashion.
Oh, okay.
Women, I'm gonna need a couple months to work on, so we'll do that another time.
Yeah, I'll do the women with you too, Kat. We can tag team them.
Oh God. All right, so the next topic is where our parents and grandparents more or less degenerate than we are now. What do you guys think, just generally?
Your grandmother was a slut.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Ridiculous.
Yeah, are you talking about my grandparents?
No, cats.
Oh, cats. Oh, yeah, they were probably skanks, but
She was a famous Persian whore. Everybody knew about her.
oh,
No. Anyways, so
is that where you learned to belly dance?
no. I think
Oh,
that's
where'd you learn
more
belly
like
dancing?
Miami. Okay, so in the olden days, our parents and grandparents generally, like the boomers and up, they would go to public showers and have changing rooms and actually get nude in front of each other. Did you guys know about this? This is like something that they actually did. Like they would have showers, like a
That's
shower
happening.
room.
Well, they would have what?
They would have a shower room with no dividers, and everybody's just like nude. And
So
that
that's
was considered
basically like
normal.
any Californian school, only they let boys in with the girls as well.
That's not degenerate. Human societies have long had public bathhouses. That's a normal thing.
Okay. When I was young, we had the facilities, but nobody used them. And we would always like the girls would get under like a big sweater and we would change under the clothes. So you could never see anything. We never saw each other naked, basically. We never even saw each other's underwear. So like
you're considering
before,
changing spaces to be degenerate?
I'm not saying degenerate, just like they were a little bit more loose with the body back in the day. A little more free, if you will.
No,
No, like they would also do saunas and like let it all hang out.
I think the intent has to matter. Like, I don't think anyone goes swimming and then says, okay, let's go to the changing rooms with the intention of let's be degens. I think that's just, it's a changing room. This is where we have to get dressed. So obviously it means like getting naked. I don't think that you would call that degen behavior because the intent isn't to be degen, right? But if you're like, look at what's going on today with regards to if you're going to go clubbing. And most of the reason why people go there is because they want to have a one-night stand, hook up, whatever. How did that kind of scene look 80 years ago versus today?
Well, they still
people were dressed up.
Yeah,
but it's not like today. Today you go to places and you see people literally in some nightclubs around here, you see people literally like 3/4 naked.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's just a change in the culture, right? I mean, the what's considered to be like appropriate skin shown and whatever, you know, that's not more or less degenerate. It's the thing that makes it more or less degenerate is whether or not the structures are actually creating families that are stable and creating another generation. That's
Exactly. You have to
Right.
You have to judge it based on the era and the location, right? So if you look at the West and if you look at current day versus 80 years ago, you have to judge it like in a kind of relative manner, right? So like you like how what you said, like the amount of skin on show that was acceptable versus today. But what I would say would define how Degen is the proclivity of it. How frequently did you see that kind of behavior back
Well,
then versus today? And I
see,
think that today is worse.
see, I think that there's nothing wrong with everyone being naked, just so long as the social structure exists to be able to enforce, monogamy and the things that have families stay together, right? So if there were no clothes anymore, and the culture could still create, stable, two-parent households and extended family households, it wouldn't really matter how much skin was shown. It's the idea that you're supposed to go out and look for the hookup. That's the problem, right? It's not the skin.
Exactly. So do you think that's a bigger problem today or 80 years ago?
Oh, it's a bigger problem today for sure. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Kat, do you disagree?
Well, I'm not talking about like society as a whole. I'm just talking about the what was acceptable with like nudity or promiscuity back in the day versus today. I think like we were a little bit more, not we personally, but like the generations before were more comfortable being nude around each other than we are today. Even though there's more skanks than ever before, I feel like for some strange reason that comes with like more of a, I don't want to show myself unless I'm being a skank,
So
which is weird.
have you
So-
looked at the old silent films, the early nudie films where there was lots of
Yeah.
promiscuity and stuff? Like all that stuff existed back then. It's just the technology changed to expand it all outward, right? And it normalized the behavior of promiscuity. And so, I mean, I agree with you, Kat, that promiscuity has increased, but I don't think it's like the clothes that's the problem. It's just the technological changes and the degradation of like traditional values, right? And that's unrelated to the clothes.
Well, I mean, it kind of goes like hand in hand. Like, in the times before, women were more covered up, more layers. Things weren't as see-through or just completely bare. Like you didn't have like all that stuff showing and hanging out. And now we cover up more. I mean, we cover up less, but they're more open to sleep with people, but not to show people stuff like they
I
would
think-
in changing rooms.
I think one thing that you're missing that's kind of important to consider is that back then, although they were more comfortable getting naked, I mentioned earlier on that like the intent matters of what it is that you're doing. I think they were a lot more honest back then about what they were doing. And if you look to that time of the sexual revolution, they understood what they were saying. You might disagree with it. I think a lot of us do. But what they were saying they were doing was what they actually intended. They were open about it. They were honest about it. And some people rejected it. Some people accepted it. But if you look at some of that behavior at the time, whether it was exploring sexuality, whether it was that whole revolution thing, or whatever the case, even if it was just like going out to a club or being on the beach, whatever. Any kind of nudity, any kind of behavior that was like that, or maybe kind of getting involved in some kind of promiscuity, like I said, I think it was a more honest time. Now, whenever you see that kind of behavior, everybody is using this Orwellian, like, twisted language to kind of almost make what they're doing sound like it's perfectly natural, good, acceptable, when it's not. It's 100% degen shit. And they think that it's empowering when it's not. They think that it's beautiful when it's not. Look at modern standards of beauty. When they're saying this is beautiful, this is beautiful, this is beautiful. It's like it's not. It's ugly shit. It's all disgusting.
I agree, Damon. It's 100% disgusting. And if there's any chicks in the chat who need my Discord handle to send me some of that nudity, I'll put it out there later.
Yeah, well, like, no, I'm saying you're living in a day and age where if you have a healthy girl, they're saying she's got an eating disorder. Meanwhile, Lizzo's meant to be the most beautiful woman ever.
Oh God.
Like, what?
Nothing.
Well,
Look,
I mean, we've got a fat culture now, right? So we're just normalizing the freaks. That's all we're doing is taking the people in society who were once marginalized and pushed to the edge because their behaviors were maladaptive to continue the culture. We're in a state like a spiral of like wealth and decadence because of our wealth, right? And so like all of these things that you're talking about, like Lizzo, the fat chick, or the people who don't value their body because they didn't receive the values from the prior generation that taught modesty, right? All that stuff is just, it's a disease of wealth. And so like that's the actual problem, right? People are spoiled, like Kat, who didn't have enough children even though she had the opportunity and the money to, because she wanted a certain lifestyle, right? She's decadent and contributing to the degeneracy of our culture, but she's in cope about it and laughing it off right now, right? Everybody contributes to it, just on a different level, because they're concerned with their own comfort more than the things that they should be concerned with.
Yeah, I think the other thing is that when you become privileged and comfortable, you realize that you might get toppled off that pedestal. You realize that the unhappy, ugly people beneath you might want to come for you. So you decide to kind of play the fake virtue shit.
Oh yeah, she's really good
And
at that. Yeah, good picking that up.
so one of the big reasons for this uglification in society that we see today, I think, is a symptom and a consequence of that constant virtue signaling that the privileged people do. And you've got at least a good solid 20 years of people being told that they've got to be ashamed of their privilege. Girls who are pretty being told, you've got pretty privilege. You need to stand aside. You need to feel bad about having that privilege. And I think that those successful, hot, beautiful, like chicks that were enjoying all of that privilege of being like, that the current beauty standard is based off of you, right? Slim, nice bone structure, like, looking good, all that kind of shit. All of a sudden, they allowed themselves to be sidelined by the ugly chicks that came forward and said, like, yeah, it's unfair that you look hot. We need to have the spotlight on us now. We need to be told that we're beautiful. And they just said, oh, okay, fine. But on the basis of what? Oh, you don't want to be offended because you're ugly. So now we need to like have a special day or a week or a month for you. Like, what's your particular, fuck up? What is it? You retarded? You fat? You got an eating disorder? Were you born with some fucking physical defect that made you look weird like that? Like that potato-headed chick who's in The Last of Us.
Well, yeah,
Or
yeah. Well, see, now there used to be a place for those kind of people, though, right? I mean, they were
the
put in
freak show.
well, not just the freak show, but like, there were places to put those people. Like they had specific places to be productive members of society, and they could propagate because we valued monogamy at a higher level. So they had a higher chance of pair bonding and actually, pair bonding at the margins where they belong, right? I mean, all these freaks that are considered normal now, they really just need to be ostracized again.
Yeah.
And that'll really help with the whole degeneracy that you're talking about, Kat. I mean, all these women who aren't having enough children like you.
Okay, that wasn't my choice. That was Steven's choice. He's the Degen. Go yell at him.
For what?
Because he didn't want to have more kids. He's like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I can't deal with you being fat and noisy and complaining all the time.
I mean, it is what it is. But you know what?
Your vagina can only get so loose.
Oh my gosh, Damon. Wow.
You know,
Anyways.
I disagree, Damon. My experience with the pregnant women that I've been with, and probably the my future ex-wives too, is that after they have my children, I find them more attractive, right? I don't know what that is. It's something about that. Hey, did you have any kids, Damon, or are you a
So
DGen
wait.
too?
Why do
He's a
they become
DJ.
your ex-wives then? Why do they become your ex-wives if you find them more attractive?
Well, they leave me because I'm insufferable, Damon.
Ah, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Do they take the kids with them, or do you keep the kids?
Oh no, I get them about half the time, but the point is though that I mean, pregnant chicks are hot. That's where I was going with there. So that's a bunch of coke cats. I
I've
don't
got to
believe it.
admit, I do like pregnant chicks,
And they're
but
freaks too.
that's because
Pregnant,
I like shit that I know that I can't have, and
yeah.
yeah.
Pregnant chicks are freaks in the bedroom too. Their hormones are all crazy and wild and stuff, man. There ain't nothing a man can experience more than a horny pregnant chick. I tell you what, it's freaking awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Well, good to know. Something for Damon to look forward to.
Well, Kat, the girl
What?
that I've been talking to you about lately, I've decided this is the one where if things go right, I'm definitely putting a couple of babies in her.
Which one? I can't keep track. You're gonna have to be specific.
I'll talk to you later about it. But she's the one that I'm like, honestly, I can 100% see myself settling down with her.
I feel like you've said this before. And then you go,
Maybe.
I'm bored. I saw somebody else.
No. Honestly, no. This
So
chick, I've realized what's important.
Okay. What do you think is important now that you're mature?
No, I mean, no. It's difficult to say.
So you got nothing.
No, I know. If I just said like one or two things, it would sound stupid.
No, it wouldn't. What did
Yeah,
you
it
learn?
would.
All your experience.
I want to comment. Hold on. Believe
Okay.
in yourself had said something very important in the chat. He's
God.
talking about women doing their kegels and how his first wife had a vice grip. Dude, I've experienced that too. There ain't nothing better than a woman that keeps that tight. All right, it's wild. That's you're a lucky man.
Beautiful.
I've got to be honest. I've felt it tight. I kind of maybe I'm a degen. I like it a little bit roomy.
Oh, I mean, yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'll put
I'm I don't like feeling like the life is getting choked out of my dick.
No, not the whole time. Like right at the end. That's the best, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, I mean, okay. So, what have you learned that's going to make this one different than all the other ones?
Oh God, like
Say it.
Okay, there's a variety of things. I didn't personally always believe this, but I know, especially with some of the people that I've been working with and who talk about all of the red pill shit and all of this kind of stuff. There's a lot of guys out there, I think, now that have got such crazy standards of what they expect of women and the list that they're making and what they think is acceptable or not acceptable, this kind of shit. And I think that if you're looking for red flags and you're talking about some of the shit that these guys are talking about, and if you're involved in that community, you're going to get to the stage where you see red flags fucking everywhere.
Oh.
Every single person you meet, you're going to think red flags, red flags, red flags. Mm-hmm. Even when they're not there, you're going to think that's a red flag, that's a red flag, that's a red flag.
That's because nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what these guys don't understand. There's so many guys that think that way. And honestly, if you talk to them long enough, if you're there, that shit is contagious. That shit is contagious. And I think there's plenty of times where I look back at some of the girls that I was with and I was like, no, they were great girls. They were great girls. And sometimes a little bit of it, honestly, yeah, you probably look back with rose-tinted glasses. But other times you think to yourself, no, it's just that, like, I had stupid standards. I had unrealistic standards, especially as if you get kind of jaded and if you've been, like, betrayed and shit like that, you start thinking to yourself, trust issues and all that kind of stuff. But, like, I've been speaking to a couple of guys who are like, no, this girl is bad news. Why? Because of that. She acts like this and she acts like that. There's so many guys out there that are afraid of having a girl who's going to be disloyal, who might potentially cheat or whatever. And I heard somebody literally use that line. Oh, when they do this or when they do that, like, they might potentially cheat. I'm like, every fucking girl might potentially cheat.
Well,
Everyone can.
Damon, when a man goes into a relationship and he's overly concerned with things like loyalty, he's not going to be able to be providing the intimacy required to even have the relationship, because he's not going to be able to build trust with the woman. Because
exactly,
if you center your world around that, you're going to turn into a monster.
Yeah, especially because, like you said, like, yeah, you're not going to be able to build that trust, because for women, guys with trust issues and commitment issues is like a number one massive red flag.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I
So
mean,
if
even if you have that stuff, you got to lie to them about it to hook them in.
Yeah. It's crazy. So, like, yeah, I mean, I kind of took some advice that Kat gave me a while back, which is like, don't try and get into her pants straight away, like, get to know her. I got to know this chick a little bit. This chick from work, I just said to myself, I'm not even going to try and get with her. I'm just going to kind of like socialize, be friends. And yeah, it's been great. Like, and one of the best things, like, because for me personally, I get bored easily. I like somebody who's entertaining, and this chick she's hilarious. Like, she's fun. She's just fun to hang with and be around. So, like, yeah,
Oh, dude, I'm happy for you, but there ain't nothing better than a woman that can tell a funny story, man. I mean, guys are the ones that are supposed to be cat pants or whatever, but a chick with a freaking personality, dude, that is so hard to find. Most of them are like Cat.
What?
Oh yeah.
Bullcrap.
Yeah, no, but like, honestly, like, when you meet somebody that you genuinely just like spending time with, and it's like serious, like this. I'm at the stage. The thing that's making me really want this girl, and not like, I just want to bang her, but like, I genuinely want this person in my life. And I kind of hate that I'm talking like this, because it does make me realize I'm becoming mature. But no, it's the fact that, like, I don't care if it works out or not, because I know that, like, we'll still be friends. If it's something more, great, fantastic. If it isn't, great, fantastic.
Whoa, you can be friends with a woman?
Yeah, I can.
What?
I can. I grew up around a lot of women. I had a lot of female relatives that I grew up around. I don't know. For me, it's not an issue.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know what that's like, dude. You're gonna have to explain that. That don't make any sense. Either you're trying to have sex with them, you're having sex with them, or they rejected you and you're finding somebody else to have sex with. Like, that's the only way to have a relationship with a woman, right?
Well, see, like, I had a lot of cousins who were female. I actually had like 14 female cousins who were older and younger than me. And then later in life, well, shortly after that, after when I was in college, I had a relative who had health issues, and I had to help raise three younger nieces. And then when I was coaching basketball, there was a period where I started teaching one of my nieces to play basketball. She was into it, and I ended up helping coach on the weekends a girls' basketball team as well. So I know. I found myself in situations where I've just had that thing of like, I don't know, just being able to like bond with girls where it's like you just see them as family. You just see them as like it's like
People,
a familial thing more than
Well,
anything.
yeah.
Yeah,
humans.
yeah.
But they're people that you have sex with, right? That's
Well,
what
that's the thing.
doing
I
it.
did go through a Degen phase, like when I was in college for about 6 years. I was working in nightclubs. I was really super into music. Uh, from a young age, I was like always into like music and clubs and stuff like that. And I didn't have much money when I was a student, so I put myself into that scene just by saying, well, okay, well, I'm going to get a job working at some of the big nightclubs that I normally wouldn't be able to afford to go partying all the time. And I can just drink if I'm working on the bar and I can enjoy the music. So I got a job at a couple of really good nightclubs. And at first it was just because I wanted that experience of listening to the music and partying, blah, blah, blah. But I'm pouring drinks as well. And if you work the bar, or back then, if you were working the bar in some of those big clubs, like at the end of the day, when you have like a lock in afterwards and you pick some of the girls to stay, it always happens. Like the bartenders end up with the girls, and
Nice, nice.
you go home.
I'm gonna
So
tell that to my son. I didn't know that. I always stayed away from the bars because I don't like people.
a lot
But
of people thought it was DJs. A lot of people always think I'm going to become a DJ because then I'll get the girls. DJs don't get the girls. The bartenders get the girls.
nice.
They build up a rapport with you throughout the day. They're always coming up. They're getting drinks, or if
Oh
there's
yeah,
a guy
they're
that they want to
women.
talk
They're
about,
women.
they'll sit in the bar.
They're women. They see you giving them stuff, and so they like you. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's that element of trust, which if you're a dick, you can abuse. But if you're a nice guy, you want to kind of nurture that throughout the night. And then at the end of the night, if they feel safe, blah, blah, they're going to stay with you. You can say, okay, you can stick around after hours and, get to know them or whatever. But like, yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know if I'd advise your son to do it because I don't know if that messed me up or not. But yes, I was sleeping around a lot. And I didn't have a solid relationship for a long time because I worked there 4 nights a week. And for a long period of time, you're going home with a different girl pretty much every single night.
Nice.
And
God.
yeah, I mean, yeah, trigger warning said just wait till she gets drunk enough to not say no. No, I actually never did that. Most of the girls that I was going home with were girls that were actually not drinking. They were staying at the bar. They had a few drinks, if that, but they were at the bar. They were usually kind of not very trusting of other people, and they wanted to make sure that nobody was sticking shit in their drinks.
Oh, the socially awkward weirdos. That's
I
cool,
don't
man.
I don't like fucking drunk girls. I had a very early relationship with a girl who's an alcoholic, and girls who are tipsy and drunk and slurring their words is incredibly unattractive for me.
Yeah. So, Kat, do you agree that men and women can be friends? Because I think that's weird. Like he tried to explain it, kind of like he's just sort of like expanded women into the family category, which I still can't wrap my mind around. You got any guy friends, Kat?
Like in person?
Yeah, like guy friends that you would like hang out with, like you and Steven, like y'all got
Like
like
hang out without Steven?
what?
No.
Not like just in general, you got like male friends that you talk to, like, or would that be weird for your marriage?
I mean, I do have friends, but they're like our joint friends.
Yeah.
Like that. It's not like
Yeah, maybe that's what my problem is because I've been married most of my adult life. I haven't had female friends because it wasn't appropriate. That's probably what it is. Okay.
yeah, but Steven has female friends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel, kid?
I want to punch him, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
They obviously want him, so it's like
Sounds like there's some anger issues right there. You want to talk about it, kid?
well, one of them tried something. I think I said that like a year ago. But anyways,
yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
One of them tried something, so we got rid of her.
She
But
gave him a foot job under a table.
No, that was another one. Okay, so that makes 2. But that one was my
Oh,
friend.
wow.
That was my female friend. So
That's
like,
fun. I like it when chicks do that.
oh, God.
Jessica, long story short, they were at a restaurant and this chick stretched her really long compared to Kat. Really long, elegant leg under the table. And with her toes, basically just started using Steve's balls like a little kind of stress toy.
Nice.
And then apparently, according to Steve, was like really working the shaft with her toes in an incredibly skillful manner that Kat couldn't hope to do with her weird, tiny, unskilled Persian feet.
So what I'm hearing is that he just sat there and let it happen. Did
He
get
was like,
trouble
I'm going to tell my wife about this later.
for that?
Once this is finished and I've had my fun, then I'm going to be like, Kat, I think she did something inappropriate.
I'm not sure. Let me run
And
it
Kat
by
was
you.
like, what?
No. Okay, so what happened was, tell it right, David.
I did.
He was sitting on the couch with my mom on one side, me on the other side. We're watching a movie. He looks at his phone and he's like, I think she's in the plane by now because she had come to visit us. So he's like, if I say what I'm going to say, there won't be a murder. So then he told us both, and we both jumped out. We're like, let's go to the airport and get her. And then he's like, no, that's why I waited until she was gone.
Wait, what did he say happened? What did he say happened? No, tell the story.
He looks at his phone. He's like, okay. He audibly to us says, okay, she should be in the plane now. So I need to tell you guys what happened. And then he explained it.
Did he say first? Let me be clear. I was essayed. She didn't ask for consent.
So I'm still
What did he think?
I'm a little confused. So he did sit there and let it happen and delayed.
Oh, yeah.
About it?
Yeah, he fucking loved it. When Kat was gone, he said, Damon, this shit was amazing. How do I get Kat to be that good?
You're like the perfect wife, Kat.
What the hell? Anyway.
Yeah, but tell us what Steve said. You're the worst fucking storyteller. I swear to God. Please tell us what Steve actually said.
He said, your friend tried to play footsie with me under the table and
tried to?
Okay, fine. She played. I don't know how he said it exactly. I just remember the anger.
She worked my dick with her foot like a pro. That's how he said it.
He did not say that. He did not say that. Jesus. Anyways. But yeah, that was my friend. That's different. That's why, like, when Anson asks, do you have any male friends? It's like, I don't even know if I have any female friends. Okay? Like, how do we know?
Oh, God. See, dude, Chairman, she's the worst at fucking telling stories. I can't remember. I'm at least a little bit better than Kat, but Steve, the way he said it was amazing.
Yeah, Steve is the superior communicator.
He was like, this chick. It's like, oh, I know Kat gave me my children and I love her for that, but this chick's foot was like the hands of a Turkish masseuse. The way I can't remember how he said it, but it was like, dude, like, I need to hook you up with this girl, man. Like, her feet are amazing. They're magical.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We ain't got Turkish masseuses here. They're all like Chinese. I gotta try out the Turks, man. That sounds fun.
Yeah, like, no. Seriously, I was like, dude, you have a picture of this foot? He was like, somewhere on my phone, man. I'll try and find it. I'll send it to you. I was like, yeah, go for it. Like,
you got it. You got her phone number, Kat? Y'all were friends. Just shoot it in the private chat.
Yeah, what was her name again?
I'm not gonna say her name.
Yeah, just put it in the private chat so I'll give her a call.
Oh, jeez. I think she's
You
on
need to get her on the chat.
No, she's like on her 3rd or 4th marriage.
Oh, good. She's my type.
See, she's just draining these guys with her feet.
God.
Did we get into the chaos portion of the live stream yet?
You need to get her on the show, Kat. Get her on next week.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what's your sister up to?
She's in Peru.
Oh.
Perusing.
Did Imperius ruin her life yet?
She has no communication with him.
Oh.
She's holding out for beaten cheeks.
That would be a relationship. That would be great.
Yeah. So, she's hoping. She's like, I like cheeks. That's what I like. And I'm like, he's insane.
Well, she's a gold digger. She don't care.
No, I don't think she's the gold digger per se, but she likes how insane he is. And
I thought Kat was going to take that into such a good place.
Like where?
I thought she was going to casually be like, I don't think she's a gold digger per se, but I will say I don't see her hanging around with any broke black people.
Oh my God, Dave. I can't have any conversations without certain places and people.
No, but I thought you were basically doing a spoken word version of the song.
Well, she did mention that she wants a guy with a foreign passport. Maybe she could go over to Germany and tour some of the old facilities over there that they use, like the other facilities. Like that would be a good place for her to get a foreign passport.
A German chef.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I don't know. Anyways, moving on. And I am not talking to this person. In fact, I tried to block this footsie chick. Let's call her the footsie chick. I tried to block footsie chick. I actually tried to stop being friends with her, and she called my job, every single friend that she knew of mine, my ex-boyfriends, everybody to talk crap to me, about me, to them. She tried to get me fired, saying that I was stealing money from my job when I had no access to money. Like you've got
to appreciate that kind of ambition that she has.
You got a good picker for friends, huh? You got any other friends that you're describing my type right now? So, you got any more of them laying around?
This is a girl who's a real go-getter.
Yeah, she
is.
She's got spunk.
Well, I mean, she's absolutely nuts. I met her when she was maybe in high school.
Kat, let's talk about this, but dial down the jealousy a little bit, okay?
What is jealousy?
Tell us. I don't know. You seem like a bit of a hater.
Well, what I want to know, Kat, is did you get her side of the story or just believe the Stevens story? Because
oh no, she admitted it.
There might be another side to it,
So you actually asked her, hang on a second, hey bitch, did you really give my man the best hand job he's ever had, but with your foot?
No,
and
that's
she was
not
like,
how it
yeah.
happened.
What?
She ended up showing up at my house uninvited, banging on my door. So I had no choice because the neighbors were complaining and saying they were.
But what was she banging on your door for?
Because I didn't want to let her in. I was trying to pretend like I wasn't there. And she's like, I already know you're home. I checked in your parking spot and your car's there. Blah, 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 blah.
But why did she show up though? For what?
She wanted to talk to me and I had stopped talking to her.
Oh, she wanted to talk so it's not like she wanted more of Steve's dick.
Oh my God. Anyway.
So what was she looking for, like a thrumple, or what was the deal there?
Oh my gosh. Anyway, she had gone nuts. So she came to apologize. I guess she realized I knew, obviously. So she came to apologize and I'm like, no, I don't think we can be friends, or we cannot be friends because you did this and this and this. And he told me, and she got down on the floor. She started kissing my feet and crying and saying, please, no, I'm so sorry. I'm trash. This is the second time this has happened to me too, which was really
Listen to Kat's fantasies, man.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Fantasy. She was literally like, I love you. You're my best friend. You're my only friend. I would never do that to you. I thought we were cool like that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Cool like that? And she's like, well, we're friends. So I should be able to, like share. I'm like, what the heck are you talking
Well,
about?
I know a guy that's got that arrangement with his wife. That's actually a normal arrangement where the wife will, like set stuff up for her man. Like that's normal.
Yeah.
Would you do stuff with her, Cat?
No. Oh my God, no. And you know what? Even before that, when we were younger, she would always kind of hit on me. And it was really uncomfortable. No.
Why are you such a prude, Cat? Come on.
But you know what? Sometimes
So
I
you
would
let her
let
on.
her.
You let her
No.
on for a really long time, and
No.
then when she made her move, you rejected her. You threw her out on the streets. I see how it is. Yeah.
I did let her
Yeah,
massage
Cat's one of
my
those girls
shoulders
that
once.
wants to know she can have her if she wants her, but she's
Yep.
not going to follow through with it.
Yep. That's it. Yep. She shot her shot and failed. You're such a tease, Cat.
Look, all I'm saying is that
Yeah,
like,
pussy
people are
tease.
like, shut up. When people are like, you can't be friends with men, you can't because they'll have a crush on you. I'm like, dude, everybody can. It's equal opportunity. It doesn't matter what gender somebody is. Somebody can have a crush on you and you not even like know it. It is what it is.
I'm burdened with that too. I've got this universal sex appeal where just like, sometimes I don't even realize it, but there's guys that are into me too. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's a hard what's it called? A hard cross to bear, but
It is heavy.
it is. It's very heavy. But you know what? Like that's just how it is. So I always presume like anyone that wants to hang out with me and sit next to me too close is probably gonna try
Attracted to Steve.
So you've got trust issues. Is that what you're saying?
It's either they're attracted to me or him or they want like
It's
both.
him.
So this is just another expression of your like neurotic female nature. Is all this is where you're like all worried about stuff that isn't real.
Yeah, like all females are neurotic. It is what it is. Yes. I mean, I do have a few friends that I'm pretty sure they don't find me attractive. And those are like, you keep them close. I actually
you're only pretty sure they don't find you attractive.
Yeah, I think they don't find me attractive. I think.
Well, you said pretty sure, like there was like a degree of uncertainty.
Like they don't find me hideous, but they don't find me attractive enough to hit on me.
Well, Kat, when I next go to America and I'm in your neck of the woods and I need a place to crash, you'll be pleased to know that with all due respect, I would not fuck you with my enemy's dick.
That's beautiful, Damon. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. And I say that with all the love in my heart.
Yes, those are straight because it's really hard to tell with some females, especially these days. I also had a coworker that hit on me and that was weird. And then she also kissed Steven, which was weird.
So you're attracting all these chicks that want a three-way? And you're like leading them on and denying Steven the pleasure of a three-way?
What are you talking? Three-ways are disgusting. No, that's gross stuff. But yes, people do hit on he or I or both occasionally. Not so much since we got old, but
it
there was a time.
It sounds like Kat keeps finding herself in a situation where people want to fuck her man, but they're like, oh, I guess we have to let her in on it.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds about
and he's
right.
like, she's the mother of my kids. I don't want to cheat on her. So maybe we should get her involved. If you can't get, that's what I think is going on. They're approaching Steve, and Steve's like, look, I can't do this unless we get my wife in on it. So check with her first.
Yep.
So she's like, okay, pretend like we've never met. I'll just run into Kat. I'll be like this crazy stalker bitch banging on the door at 3 a.m. and I'll start kissing her feet and shit and see if it turns her on. And then maybe we can fuck. And at that point, we can just kind of push her out of the room. And yeah.
Wait, how many pineapples are on your porch, Kit?
Dude, I don't even eat pineapples. You got to be really careful. What the heck? You guys are crazy. Anyways, so moving on. What the hell were we talking about? I
We
feel
were
like we
talking
got
about how
derailed.
old people are degenerate, and you were like, they all shower together, so they're just like people that do OF. It's the same exact thing. You were trying to draw a false equivalency.
I'm not trying to make that point. I'm just saying that people used to be pruder about certain things and less pruder about certain things. And today there's certain things that our grandparents were very free with that our kids and stuff are very prude about. And then opposite is also true.
Do you think
Also,
do you think that
yeah.
that's because the trust has changed, where in a society that understood that if you engaged in certain activities, you had children, they wouldn't do that sort of thing, but now because of the pill, they don't have those restrictions and they can just bang whoever they want?
I don't know if showering after PE in an open space ties to the pill. How would that work?
Well,
What do you
like the culture in general would have known that that activity would have created babies.
Yeah, but it could still be uncomfortable. Like, what if a bunch of dudes are showering and like one of them gets like a stiffy? Wouldn't the other dudes make fun of him or like call him names like
Yeah,
back
of
in the
course.
day?
That's how that works. You're supposed to shame everybody.
Oh gosh. So they would like shame each other so that
Yeah,
they'd
that's
get
part of being a
soft.
guy. You're supposed to make fun of each other.
Gross.
No, it's not gross, cat. This is why you have so many men today who don't know how to fucking be men because they never got bullied.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
real.
form of corrective behavior.
Yeah, you're supposed to bully. You're supposed to bully each other as a man. Taking that away takes away the whole rite of passage of becoming a man, because you have to get into a fight and beat the crap out of somebody in order to be able to become a man.
Oh my gosh. So you think you could bully someone out of having a stiffy in the locker room?
You could bully people straight.
That could be a like a book you can write, bullied straight, or like a what's it called? Like a camp you could
Cat
send your
froze.
kids. What? I'm fine. Am I fine?
No,
Yeah, your
according to your
screen packed up for a little while.
according to your friends, you're fine.
Just a few.
According
Crazy
to
one.
Steve, there's other friends you have that are fine.
There's only that one chick, and we no longer talk to her.
We elaborated or two, at least.
Who was
That
the
you know
second
about.
one? Who was the second one, Damon?
Well, I mentioned the foot one, and you said, "Oh no, that's a
Oh.
different one."
Oh yeah. There's the other one that she kind of looks like me, so it doesn't really count.
You wish.
No. We used to get mistaken for each other. People will call her my name. People will call me her name, and
People
we're like
think we're
BFFs.
sisters.
No. We look the same. We wore the same. We would switch clothes all the time. We are the same size, same height, same
So
everything.
why is Steve still interested in her then?
Because he likes that look.
What does she have that you don't get?
Nothing. It's literally the same.
But then why was she in the picture?
What are you talking about?
Cat's being cryptic about this one because
If I had a
I think
twin, would he be like,
Yeah.
"Ew, the twin is ugly"? Like, what are you talking about?
she's a little raw about this one. She's being more cryptic.
Yeah, I'm concerned.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Anyways.
Do you think maybe he just wanted to see them go down on each other in some weird, like,
Oh God.
Well, she looks just maybe it was a twin fetish.
yeah, I want to
Yeah.
see both of them.
Yeah.
Kat, has he ever asked you to get up against the mirror and do some weird shit?
No, never.
Interesting.
Moving on. Okay. So in the olden days, the parents and the grandparents used to have something called stag parties or like bachelor parties.
Olden days. What are you talking about? We still do
Yeah.
that.
But it was specifically in the olden days, it was specifically so he could actually engage with stuff with other women.
Yeah, I mean, we still do that. What are you talking
But
about?
it's not as common to actually insert in other women on your bachelor party nowadays.
not?
It's more proof. No.
I don't know what kind of stag parties you've been going to.
Oh my gosh. It's not the same as it used to be. Before, it was specific, like you were going out
Kat,
there.
You're lying to yourself. They still do that.
Well, from what I hear, it's not specifically to bang people. It's like maybe go to a strip club, maybe get a lap dance, but it's not specific to bang people.
Yeah, you go to the strip club and then you pay for the extras. You gotta watch out for your homies.
You think you're going to give them money just to take the clothes off and stand there?
Yeah, come on, Kat. Wait, is that what Steven told you? Is that why you let him go to the strip clubs?
No, I took him there.
Hey, chairman, do you know what's going to be a real fun night? Let's go to a dark room and we can see some really hot women dance around, get us all aroused, take all their clothes off, and then we're just not going to do anything.
Yeah, that sounds like a wonderful night. Oh, man.
That's so much fun. And then let's go to a boxing match and wait to do the whole ring walk happens. They go up there, you hear all the stats read out, and then we'll just go home.
Yep, that's it. That's how that works.
Well,
go to Daytona, see the guys bring the cars up to the line, rev the engines, and then just stop.
So you skipped over the whole Kat brought Steven to a strip club thing.
Yeah, we sat there in the front row. We ordered food. We got chicken wings. We gave a few dollars as the girls went by. And we left. I don't understand.
And you're surprised that you're attracting women.
Because I can picture Kat taking Steven there, getting all the food, giving him some money, and then Steve's looking at the girls, and Kat's just standing there looking at him dead in the eye. Like, I fucking dare you to look at one of them.
Did you?
And Steve's just like sitting there, just like, oh, thanks for taking me here.
Did you go at noon when they had like all the single moms there, or was it like at night when the hot chicks?
It was at midnight. And we went with a bunch of couples.
Oh, God.
But I would say we were the only ones that didn't fight afterwards. God. But,
because he behaved.
No, the other ones, like, just for looking. Like, they would get into fights, and it would be like a lot of crying and running outside.
Why would they take their man to a strip club and expect him not to look?
Look, I don't know.
Because they want to know. They want to know that even though they gave up on looking after their body 10 years ago, that the husband still finds them hotter than somebody who exercises on that pole every fucking night. Oh, God. I've been putting this body through popping out babies for you for the past 15 years, and I'm still expecting you to find this more attractive than somebody that's been doing all that cardio.
Listen, Damon, everybody was in their 20s.
Oh my God. Let them women have something. Kat, let these women have something, Kat. They grew up with a deadbeat dad that sent them onto that journey. So just let them have this one thing.
What?
So I've done that before, Kat. I've taken my wife to a strip club.
Okay, see,
yeah,
it
but
happens.
she was into women.
Was she working?
Oh my God.
Oh God.
It is what it is.
I mean,
anyways,
it made sense, you know.
So what else were we gonna? I feel derailed. Okay, so there was that, and what are some other things? Oh, the female version of that. They don't. I feel like that's gotten worse. Whereas men's have tamed, like they don't like openly cheat before marriage, but now it seems to have flipped. So women are more likely, I feel, to cheat on their bachelorette parties than
Hindus,
the
fuck
men.
yeah.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. But I feel like before,
No.
no.
I know some guys who, to make money, like guys that I used to train with, they went into doing that whole fucking dancer shit at Hindus. And yeah, straight up, more often than not, way more often than not, they would just be fucking the chicks after, like, and get paid for it. Like, not even like, oh, maybe I'll do something naughty with you. Like, no, it's like, this is a decision you're making. If you want me to fuck you, I'm not gonna just do it for free. You're paying me, and they were getting paid to do it.
Yeah, I did have to go to one, what's it called? The female parties, the hen parties, whatever it's called.
Hindus, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
and by the way,
Mhm.
big difference
What?
between when men cheat on their stag do versus when women cheat on their hen do.
What?
Big difference
What?
because the guys, when the guys fuck up, most of the time they're drunk, and even when it's happening, they feel bad about it.
Yep.
They have regret. They're like, oh shit, what am I doing? What the fuck are I doing? I'm going to be getting married
Yeah,
tomorrow.
they
But
don't
when the
enjoy it at
girls
all.
do it, yeah, and also the other guys are like afterwards, like, what the fuck? You actually did that? Oh shit, oh shit. Even the other guys know you fucked up, dude. But on the Hindu, the girls will be like cheering the woman on to do it. Cheering the woman on, and she's in the middle of it and she's having the time of her life. She's got zero fucking regrets.
Yep.
I will
And she'll
say
be
I've
thinking
seen
about
that.
it. She'll be
I've
thinking
seen
about
that.
it through the entire marriage and probably get his phone number and cheat on him again with that dude later on. That's how that works.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen people, like when I went to Vegas, I'm with Steven, I'm looking at the little clusters of women and they're all like picking up anytime a guy walks by that's half decent, they grab him by like his shirt, like by the neck, and they're like, yeah, to the room. Like there's something going on with the girls now. Anyways, so I did go to one strip club and it was like men stripping, and I did not want to go. And Steven made me go. He's like, she's your friend. It's important to her. Just suck it up and go. And I'm like, this is gross. I don't want to see dudes. Because my whole thing is, if you're a dude and that's a little bit gay. Like, that doesn't look good. It looks like guys should be watching guys gyrate, not women. That's just
So
my opinion.
so it's a little messed up that he would be openly just sending you to see other naked men. That's not a normal male behavior. Would you
Dude,
agree with
I
that,
know
Degen?
it's not, because he knows me so much. He knows that it would traumatize me, and he finds that amusing. So anyways, also it's a two club. So he went on one side with the boys for the bachelor, and the girls went on the other side, the same club
Oh, now it's
for
making sense.
for
Okay,
the
so he
hen
got
thing.
his. Yeah, okay.
Oh god. Anyway, so I'm sitting there, and one of my girlfriends, she's single, so it's not like she's doing anything, I guess, that she shouldn't be, but she sees one guy and she starts like licking her lips and looking at him, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy is obviously into dudes. And then she's like, come here, and then come sit on my lap. Yes. And it was so gross and so creepy, and I'm just texting my husband like, I can't believe you made me do this shit, this is freaking horrible. And then he's thinking this is hilarious, and it's like so gross. Like, I've never seen women into it that much. I feel like they're more perverted and more sick now than the guys are. Like, it's gotten like so wrong. So anyways, I would never willingly do something like that. It's disgusting. But whatever. That's what they want to do. Oh, and the girl getting married, oh, that marriage only lasted a year, but she took the most disgusting guy in the back. I'd never seen anything more disgusting than this. And that's what she picked. Some hideous, bear looking, steroid, like puffed up, puffy thing, and took him in back. Oh, it was horrible. Anyways,
And did she fuck him?
I don't know, but just creepy, all around creepy. I did not feel comfortable. I did not know for sure that she didn't do anything. So I was uncomfortable because, like, if he asked me, did she do anything? I felt like I would show it on my face. So I'm like, I don't want to know what's going on. This is crazy. So yeah, I think it's a stupid idea. But I definitely think our grandparents, grandmothers would not be doing that stuff at all. Like, this is a new thing for like the younger generations are like really gross. But whatever.
Well, I mean, there were subcultures that would have done that sort of thing that existed back then, but the like I said, the freaks have been normalized, and so this is just
Yes.
behavior that was marginalized that is more acceptable. So I mean, they did it; it was just in smaller numbers.
Yeah. And then you also have, back in the day, some degen stuff. They used to do something called key parties, which was when our grandparents' generation would get a bowl.
If you're going to say partner swapping,
yes,
I'm going to be so pissed off. What the
Why?
fuck do you mean? What they used to do once upon a day? That's still going on, Kat.
Yeah, I don't.
I know, but I'm saying that it started back in the day.
Well, that was like post-sexual revolution. That wasn't like grandparents' age. You're pretty. Oh, that was your parents' age that did that sort of stuff, kid.
Like the boomers.
Yeah, your parents' age.
Boomers. So this is like, but still, it's most people now's grandparents or parents, whatever. But like key parties where you don't know who you're going to end up banging, that's terrifying. But whatever.
Kat is sounding so out of the fucking loop.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Guys, let me tell you about something you might not have heard of. It's this thing called the internet, and everybody's going to be using it.
Key parties, really, kid? Come on now.
What?
I'm just,
Okay. I have another one. Okay, give me a chance. All right, our grandparents, most likely in that generation, the boomers generation, when they were kids, they would do circle jerks. This was popular, and it was not considered gay. It was normal behavior.
That's fake news.
It's not fake.
That's fake news.
So much so that the DSM, like, psychologists and stuff like that would just go, like, this is a normal behavior for when boys are young to do that.
Please find circle jerking in the DSM for me. Please, I'm gonna get my laptop out.
That's fake news, Kat. You can't believe.
I'm not searching that on the internet, but you guys can search that on your own time. I don't want that in my history. But anyway.
I don't believe you, Kat. I don't believe you. I can't even begin to take that shit seriously.
Okay. Well, the
circle jerking. I'm going to look at a fucking diagnostic and statistic manual of mental illnesses. Circle jerking, like fucking hell.
Maybe in like the gay subculture, for the boomers.
Look. It was not considered gay. It was considered normal exploring of the body. That guys would try to have a contest for who could do it first.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, hey, Chairman, can you imagine yourself with a bunch of guys? Like, what should we do after the game's finished now, guys? What should we? How about we all drop trout and we just wank? But you know what would be better? I'll do you and you do me. Okay. And by the way, just because this doesn't make us gay. No, not at all. It's not gay, right? We're not at all gay. In fact, let's make it a competition to see who's less gay by who can get who off first. If I get you off first, I'm the least gay. And I just give it 100% effort, dude. Like, what the fuck? Who thinks this shit up?
That's fake news. Okay, so I grew up with a bunch of brothers, and the closest that you ever get to that in like a close brotherly kind of situation is like seeing how far you can pee. right? Or something like that, right? But what you're talking about, Kat, is disgusting, degenerate,
If you were a
homosexual behavior.
boomer, that's what you would be checking how far.
If what?
If you're a boomer, that's how the
No.
boomers grew up.
No, that's fake
Yes.
news. Fake news.
Real. Anyways, you guys look it up. Boomer culture.
Kat,
your
if
own
that
time.
wasn't, if that is genuinely, if that is
It is.
genuinely
It's
in the
genuine.
DSM, wait, if it's in the
No,
DSM, the only
not
reason,
circle. It says that boys doing that when they're young is not gay. It is normal sexual exploration when you're
no,
young.
I'm talking about the
perfectly
circle jerking thing. If the circle jerking thing,
fine.
like we just discussed, is genuinely in the DSM, the only reason why is because you'd have to be mentally ill to think that that doesn't make you gay.
One of Steven's friends, he was a boomer. He's still alive, I think. Actually admitted to doing that, and he's like, "Yeah, this is very common. This is what we did. We didn't have like anything else to do. We'd be bored. We'd go out into the woods.
We didn't have like a fucking pocket pussy or anything, so we had to jerk each other off. It's like that's kind of gay. No. You're gay if you think it's gay. It's like what would like? Did you maybe try? Hey, you know how like what you were doing was you grab that dude's dick, and he grabs your dick, and you just jerk it, right? Yeah.
You understand that's not a circle jerk.
No. Yeah, it goes all the way around in a circle. Yeah.
I don't
So
think
it's like,
touching other people.
Has it ever occurred to you that maybe you could just do it to yourself on your own without other guys involved? And maybe that would make it less gay. Ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Ridiculous.
Anyways, well, look, the boomers.
Next, you'll be telling us. Okay, wait a second, Kat.
Okay.
Okay, so how much do you want to bet that the next thing she tells us is there's this other thing they used to do where it would be like an orgy with only guys, but it's not gay?
Okay, so Kat, I just looked it up, and this whole circle jerk thing hinges on one survey that was done in the 90s of adult men who took a survey, and the methodology wasn't transparent. There was bias, and it was one of those liberal arts surveys that's non-duplicatable and repeatable because it's full of crap. Right. So that statistic that hinges on your entire thing that this was a normal thing is based on a fake humanities survey that basically ruined the liberal arts. That whole like duplication crisis that the liberal arts has. So that's why it's fake news.
And it was done in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fact it was done by a liberal arts group just tells you that it's gay to begin with.
Anyways, so I'm not going to go pull up the stuff because I don't want to search for that.
It was done in a men's magazine that's the men's equivalent to like Cosmopolitan.
Gay.
So maybe it was propaganda, I'm sure, but there were people that we know of that partaked. And if we have people who said they partake, then it can't be impossible.
Well, I mean,
and those people are straight.
You hang out with lots of gay people apparently that like you. So I mean,
They're
that kind of makes sense for the
They
community
have
that you hang out with.
wives.
This is
elderly.
this is 100% propaganda. This is like when you have those men's magazines saying like, "Hey guys, this is why women are going crazy for men who shave off all their body hair and bleach their assholes, and why you should do this, and it's not gay." It's like, no, this is just more of that emasculating men thing and trying to make guys queer.
Yep, it's more that gay agenda stuff.
Well, anyways, the guy did admit to us that he took a woman home once and found out at the end that it was a T.
Well, that's an honest mistake. That's different.
Imperius wants to know where Steve is. Steve's getting a foot job from this woman who is okay. God. I'm not going to say anything.
Okay, the next degenerate thing that the older generations partaked in was group porn viewing. So a bunch of guys would steal a video from their parents or from like the store or something, and then they would watch it together in the same room.
Yeah.
That's
See?
because people didn't have TV screens on their mobile phones because they
Yeah.
didn't even have mobile phones
Okay,
back
so
then.
they're basically, how is that different than a circle?
Well, that's
Because you're not jerking the other person off, and also there was always the understanding of you're not looking at me, we're all looking at the screen.
yeah, that's different. I can totally agree with Damon on that. That's ain't nothing wrong with that. You never been to like a group party where there were like porn on the TV everywhere and it was just like part of
No.
the oh. Yeah, you're a prude. That's okay.
Cat didn't have friends.
Shut
Yeah.
up. I had plenty of
Well,
friends.
they were just all into her. There was a different crowd.
No. That was only like 2 people. Anyways, let's see. So the next thing, oh, they used to have movie theaters that would play corn movies and people would watch them in a movie theater together.
Yeah.
What the fuck? The Cat sounds like she arrived from another planet.
I mean that was a technological limitation. That's all that was. I mean, there was the media was available and not everybody had VHS players and I mean that's that's normal. There's nothing wrong with it.
And Pee Wee Herman lost his career because he
Yeah.
was caught whacking it in one of those.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you supposed to do while you're there? I don't understand.
But you know what's funny? If he was a liberal and on CNN and he got caught doing it on live TV, he would still have his job.
Yep.
I mean, nowadays this would be nothing. It'd be fine.
Please tell me you know that reference, Cat.
But see, Kat, that behavior was
No.
marginalized, and the people that
Wait.
did that were shamed.
Wait,
Whereas today
Cat
they're not.
doesn't know. Cat doesn't know that there was a CNN dude who was jacking off and got caught.
Are you kidding me? You
Oh,
didn't know that?
from like when they were doing
Like
things for the
2020?
for the pandemic. Yeah, I heard about that.
What was his name? I can't remember his name.
You
There's
heard
a
about
bunch
it.
of people. A bunch of
You-
people. So many people that
No,
happened
wait.
to.
You never.
All
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that's
Jeffrey
when
Toobin.
OnlyFans took off.
Jeffrey
You never.
Toobin.
You
Yeah, yep.
only heard about it though, Cat. You never saw it.
Why would I look at that? What is wrong with you guys? I don't
Yeah,
want to see your
Imperious-
search histories.
Imperious knows Jeffrey Toobin. Good job, Imperious. I'm glad to see you on here, buddy.
Imperious was jacking off to Jeffrey Toobin jacking off on TV.
Yes, beautiful. Okay, there was also a thing back in the day. There'd be like adult film stores that would have rooms in the back where you could watch those things, and they'd have other rooms where you could stick your thing in, and God knows what happened on the other side to it.
Are you talking about a glory hole? They still have
Yes.
those. Those still exist.
Cat, I've just realized that Cat's trolling us. Oh God!
She's not trolling. She's really that innocent, Damon. Look at her.
There's no way, Cat. I don't believe that you're that fucking naive.
I don't know how you grew up, Damon, okay? But over here, we have parents that watch us.
Do you know what you sound like? You sound like some dude who's never been to America and who says like, "It's my first trip to America." They've got these things, right, which are like aerosol cans, and you push the button on top, and cheese comes out. Like you've never seen this before.
God. It's a thing, you guys.
Yeah, we know.
It's not common now, but it was very common back in the
It
day.
used to be a joke that every truck stop had one too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
I feel like that's still a thing, though. I don't feel like that ever went away. Like the lot lizards are still
Yeah.
working it.
Cat, everything you said is still a thing. Literally every single thing you said is still a thing.
You guys didn't think that the circle jerks existed. It's a thing, you guys.
Well, it did.
No, we
but
just
like,
never believed. We never believed it's something that exists in the DSM.
well,
I
I
didn't
did-
say specifically circle jerk. I said that if boys were found to be doing anything sexual with each other as kids, that wasn't considered anything wrong. That was considered normal, exploratory child behavior.
yeah. So it's exploratory homosexual behavior. And I already pointed out that your normalization of it in the past wasn't correct, right? Like that whole framing was intentional propaganda. So like it wasn't a normal thing. Those people were marginalized as freaks where they should be.
Yeah, if somebody caught their son doing some shit like that, they'd be in like a pray the gay away camp.
Yeah, or they get a good beating.
Well, yeah, because that's what would happen in those camps. That like literally.
Oh my god.
One
Plan.
thing that always fascinated me about the idea of glory holes is who the fuck thought that shit up? What do you think came first? Like the idea of I want to stick my dick through a hole in the toilet and just wonder what happens to it on the other side? Or do you think that there was just a random hole in the divider between the cubicles and then somebody decided, let me see if I can stick my dick through this and maybe something happens? Who the fuck would do that anyway? Because it must have been somebody who was into pain and shit.
Well, what? Okay, so Kat, have you ever heard of Ookie Cookie?
No. What's that?
It's a hazing thing. It's kind of like what you're talking about with the circle jerk. Fraternity.
Oh, soggy biscuit.
Yeah. So
What?
a group of guys would stand around and coom on a cookie.
Okay,
And-
you guys just described a circle jerk, and you're
Yeah,
telling
well,
me
no,
they didn't exist.
They wouldn't be doing it to each other though. That's what makes it
I
gay.
didn't say they had to be doing
turn
it
off
to each
the
other.
light.
But that's traditionally what's understood to be a circle jerk.
No,
Yeah,
how
a
it was
circle jerk is
explained was
traditionally
you do it
no,
next to a
Kat,
guy.
you're wrong. So you turn off the light. Everybody stands around the cookie, and the last one to splooge has to eat the cookie. It's a hazing thing.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like, see the glory holes thing. If you imagine if you are a dude, you're in the toilets, you're sitting there taking a dump or whatever, right? And all of a sudden, a dick just pokes through the divider. What's the first thing that you're gonna do? Are you gonna? What's
Depends
the
on who you
likelihood?
are.
No, this is the thing though. What's the likelihood that you would smack it away or just like
Why would you
stomp that
touch
shit? No. What's the likelihood that you would stomp the shit out of that thing versus, oh, I don't even know what the guy looks like, but I'm just gonna start sucking on this thing. Obviously, you would know the likelihood is that if you put your dick there, it's gonna get wrecked. It's gonna get destroyed. You're gonna lose that thing.
Maybe that's part of the fun.
Cat, there's no way if you ever had a penis that you would think it'd be fun to take this risk.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. Like, yeah, what's the worst that's gonna happen? It's gonna hurt. No.
Cat, I have to do this because Imperius asked me to.
No.
I do. Like, I have to do what I have to do what he tells me to do. Right? No, I don't. You just want to answer his question?
I know what it is, and we're not talking about it, you gross. Okay.
That is gross. She's a married woman, Imperius. Come on, calm down.
Oh my god. Anyways.
He's such a perv.
He is. He's got a few screws loose. But anyways. So. Do you ever find it fascinating that there were so many nude beaches back in the day and now there's not?
Why do you think that the number of nude beaches has declined? You've made an assertion without any proof. I disagree with your assertion.
Okay, let's Google it. Have the amounts of nude beaches in the USA decreased? Let's see. what the interweb says. Yes.
Cat
Yes.
doing her homework in class.
Shut up. Okay. Okay. Historians ask what the decline of nude beaches tells us about. Okay. So they
You
will
have
legalize.
uglier women today that don't deserve to get naked in public.
Well, no, this is the sexual revolution thing, right? That was a thing in the 70s, late 60s, where all the hippies got together and did stupid stuff, right? So that was a cultural proclivity of the degenerates within a specific generation of the culture, and not really having to do with anything else, right? You're trying to make it into grandparents versus today, but it was just those damn hippies and their degenerate behavior that should have been frowned upon and beaten down, but it's been normalized.
Hmm.
They get to do it on the internet now because they train their kids to be degens like them.
You don't have as many nude beaches, but you do have homeless looking people in little inflatable baths getting pissed on in public.
Yeah, and there's a lot
Oh
of
yeah, gay
laws.
pride parades.
Yeah, and there were a lot of laws that were passed that prevented it also, right? There didn't used to be the same nudity laws because people had self-control. And then when all the sexual revolution stuff happened and people realized they didn't have to act like the prior generations for that specific subset of the hippie culture, right? They were beaten down by the laws, and that's why they went away. It doesn't have anything to do with like the culture being more or less degenerate. It's the change in the laws. So it's the difference between internal sanctions and external sanctions. The laws are an external preventative measure. So we're just as degenerate. It's just that we're prevented from acting on our degeneracy. Like if it was legal, do you not think that there will be people out there naked on the beach right now?
I mean, I thought it was. Isn't it?
No.
Hold on. Let me check. I think like you could be topless though. On a beach, America. No. Oh my gosh, what?
Yeah, so it's a change in laws and not a change in the culture is just as degenerate because the damn sexual revolution is just that we're prevented from seeing the degeneracy. Unless you go on the internet.
Huh.
Because apparently it's not bad if we see degeneracy on the internet for some reason that I haven't been able to figure out.
Interesting. All right. So, because I remember women on the beach when I was a kid, topless, sunbathing.
Well, that's because you're
Well,
old.
a big difference is that if there's people out in public getting their tits out, nobody makes money. But if it's on the internet and there's people getting their tits out, you can put adverts there.
Yeah, you're right. You can sell it. Yeah, that's disgusting.
Oh, wait, it's allowed here. So that beach where I went as a child, it was allowed. It's still allowed.
Have you been to that beach?
Not in
Go
a
to the beach
while.
and go to the beach and see if there's nudes out there. I bet you there still is.
Mm. Yes. Not that many people surprisingly do it though.
Yeah, you should go give it a whirl. You and Steven have some fun with it.
Imperious is saying that if you went to the nude beach and started flapping your big naked arms
Oh
on them,
my God.
Hey,
that
can you
you
put
would
can you put the location of that beach in the private chat so I can know where to go on vacation?
It's just South Beach.
South Beach. Where is South Beach?
Miami.
You can go topless on full nude or just topless.
Well, it says topless.
Oh, what about full nude? Give me a location. I'm looking up vacation destinations.
Full. I believe in Hollover Beach, they still have it, and they've had it since the 70s. But it's only elderly people.
Ugh.
I was gonna say it's never the people you want to see naked.
Ugh.
Never. And even though the elderly people used to be fitter than they are now, nobody wanted to go because they were elderly. But then as people retired to Florida when they were elderly, it continued to replenish the beach population there. But yeah, Europe has always, you could do it, but it's just not, even in Europe, even though you can do it, it's just not as popular.
Oh, look at that! There's a beach in Texas. I didn't know that.
Give Europe 20 years, and none of that shit will exist because the only women on beaches are going to be wrapped up head to toe in a cloth. So, yeah.
Well, when my dad was young, he told me that there was nude beaches, there were strip clubs, there were all that stuff in Iran. And then when the Islamic thing took over, all of that stuff was gone like overnight. So
Yep.
it could happen. It could happen anywhere.
Well, it didn't happen in Alabama because we
I
wouldn't have
don't
tolerated it.
understand them at beaches though. Why are you going out on a beach to sunbathe when you're covered head to toe?
It doesn't make any sense. It's just to see the beach, I guess, at that point.
No, because they're lying
it-
down. They're lying down like they're sunbathing. They're not looking at anything. They're just lying down, but they're covered from head to toe. I'm like, maybe these are the hardcore ones that were never educated, so they don't understand how getting a suntan works.
You know, I actually remember when I was young going to South Beach and they'd be these like pastel colored motels, like short, not tall hotels, but like short little cutesy boutique motels along the boardwalk. And they would be chicks putting like their heads out the windows and like flashing people that walked by. And that was just like
nice.
normal.
Yeah.
And you don't see any of that now.
Well, I mean, what about rock concerts? So it used to be normal. I remember when I was like 15 and went to a rock concert and the women all pulled their titties out and flashed the band. And yeah, that was normal too. But I don't, is that normal today, Kat? When was the last time you went to a nice show?
I went to a Vegas show like 2018.
Well, I guess rock isn't the thing now. What about those rap shows where the women are all like showing their butts and doing all that twerk stuff?
I mean, I have no idea, but I remember like Two Live Crew was a thing back in the day, and that was supposedly like, I've never seen it, but like super like raunchy, disgusting, degenerate stuff. They would like bang people on stage.
Yeah, I went to this Tool concert when I was 17, and Maynard was telling everybody to take their clothes off because it was raining and put them in garbage bags. He started distributing garbage bags to the crowd so everybody could get naked.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, thinking about rock time, I was probably too young, but I remember all the girls would be on the side of the stage to get in so they can bang the whatever band people.
Oh yeah, was that a long line? Did you have to wait a long time?
I was not in the line. But yeah, they'd be a lot.
They were like, "You're too ugly. Get out of the line.
Oh my gosh.
You don't qualify."
Well, I think you at that time you had to have like big boobs. Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "Sorry,
Nope.
maybe after you have some kids."
Not even. Anyways, so yeah, there's a lot of creepy stuff back in the day, and I feel like nobody really goes to concerts anymore unless they're going to be like filming it with their smartphone, so it's not like the same vibe. Do you remember when they tried to recreate Woodstock like in the 90s and everybody like essayed each other and they had to shut it down?
And they like burned the place down. It was awesome. Yeah, it was the perfect Woodstock. Yeah. That was the changing culture, right? From the repression, right? So the hippies kind of like said there's no rules, and then all these laws came in and started oppressing people, and everybody got angry. And then the second Woodstock was all that repressed anger coming out, right? Because you can't fix human behavior with legislation. You have to do it through social means, right? That's the problem with all this degeneracy. We're like creating all these repression outlets because we're trying to use the Puritan model. It don't work.
But the other thing is the whole point of it. If the whole point of it is we want to rebel not just against society's rules, but we want to create something for us. And if it's going to be a big concert, if it's going to be a music gig, you're like, we're all about the music. We're all about this. We're also raging against the machine. We want to get out of like the whole corporate thing. So we are going to make an event for us, for the people who are involved in music. And it's all about the music and the love of the music.
Oh,
and
like
we
going.
are going to create it on our own. And then all of a sudden, later on, they say, we're going to do another Woodstock, but it's brought to you by the same fucking corporations that you were trying to rebel against. It's like there's a big difference if it's you creating it and making it happen, and it's by the people for the people. And now all of a sudden, it's a marketed thing that's sponsored by 150 different companies, again with
Oh,
ads, and you have to
Mhm.
buy tickets for it. And it's like, what the fuck is this? This is everything that Woodstock was meant to be against.
Mhm.
yeah. Well, so that existed though when I was a teenager, Damon, because they had raves and people would just do a bunch of X and then have an orgy. It was a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
I did like probably the first or second time that I went to America. Like we drove, I don't know, across how many states to go to this rave at this derelict hotel. And there was like, I don't know if you remember that DJ Mars was there and a bunch of other people. Nobody paid money. There was no cover charge. We just went in there in the middle of the night and everybody's going fucking crazy
Yeah, you get some
until,
acid, you find a girl, you have some fun. Yeah, that's the day
dude,
for
like
it.
just fucking black lights and fucking
Yeah,
blasting music and like getting absolutely fucking smashed.
yeah.
But now, like I met up, funnily enough, like about 2 or 3 months ago with a dude who fucking took me there because I didn't know where the fuck in America I was going, and he drove me there. Like we're driving like about 3.5 hours to get there, and I met up with him. I was like, I haven't seen this dude in like 20 fucking years. And he goes and tells me, "Oh, I was at the gig, man." He shows me like that he goes to the gig there. I'm like, "Is that a fucking stamp and shit on your arm and like and a fucking like a tag that you've got on?" Yeah, yeah, man. I got my tickets. Like, I was like, "You fucking bought tickets for that shit?" That was like, that's not what it was fucking about. It's like everything that's supposed to be underground and like slightly rebellious now is fucking organized by
Well,
people that are
Yeah.
capitalizing off of
well,
it.
it's because like I was in among the last generation that like went out and like formed gangs of kids in the neighborhood to play, right? Before the helicopter parents, like the latchkey
Mhm.
Yeah,
kid people. And so that's part of it. You have to be raised with the culture of being able to create that culture naturally with your peers. And
yeah.
the newer generations can't do that because they weren't trained in it, right? They weren't allowed to just freely organize. And so everything has to be structured and corporatized, and they have to be told it's the acceptable route for them to behave.
Dude, the other thing is that I think that some of the people that understood the culture, I don't think it's so much that the newer people don't actually quite understand the culture fully. I think it's also that people have the ability to be a part of it, to understand the system, if they're critiquing it, especially. And all of a sudden, they become the thing that they've been hating. They lose their way somehow. I don't exactly know why or how it happens. I don't know if it's that they sell out, or if it's just that they lose their way, or that they just realize. I mean, I don't really know. But look, for example, recently, who got attention? Bruce Springsteen. Everything that motherfucker sang about back in the day, all of the values, all of the shit that he was supposedly in love with, and everything he appreciated and thought was great. You can't tell me if you listen to some of his music that Donald Trump was all about that shit. And now he's the biggest fucking leftist lunatic you can fucking find. And he
Mhm.
said, like in a recent gig, he said, "Oh, if you've listened to my music, everything that I sing about, this man is against all of that." I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? How did this guy lose his way so bad? And it happens all across music, which just tells me these guys are all fucking sellouts. Literally, the band Rage Against the Machine. Look at all of the shit that they've been doing lately. They are literally 100% rage for the machine today.
Yeah.
I think they were all psyops created, by the CIA or something. There was no like
Sellouts,
real bands.
sellouts.
Well, it was
Sellout.
no, it wasn't even that. They started as corporate entities, right? Kurt Cobain
Mhm.
talked about this when he was a musician. He talked about how everything's basically just this corporate structure and it's not real art.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that was that, and that was and that's the way that the system's set up, right? It's all about making money. It's not about the free expression and free love stuff that Damon apparently adores, even though it's super degenerate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember going to what are those things called? Raves or whatever. Like there was some back in the day, like 100 years ago. And I remember I started dating Steven and I had to pick him up from it because I was afraid he was going to get killed because he had to walk back home in like a bad neighborhood. So like he
Oh
goes to this
fuck me!
place.
Your relationship is so backwards. Your relationship is so backwards.
Yep.
What are you talking about?
I'm gonna walk him home to make sure he gets home safe.
No, I
Oh.
picked him up in my car and I drove
Yeah.
him home.
Did you wait 3 nights before you texted him back?
You're such a good protector,
No.
Kip.
No, he's like, I'm gonna go take some, I don't know, whatever that stuff is that you take before you go to those stupid concerts that makes you like make out with trees or whatever. So,
I
anyways,
thought
he's
you were
like,
gonna say that makes his asshole get loose.
oh God, no. Anyways, so I'm like, okay, if you're gonna do that, I have to pick you up because I'm not gonna let you walk alone. And then God knows what's gonna happen to you. So after work, after a long day of work, I had to go, wait, yes, that's believe in yourself. So one of those. Is it the E? Is that Molly? I don't know.
Molly
I don't know.
Molly is one of the components, but Molly's the better one.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he took one of those with his stupid degenerate friends, and then I had to pick him up so he wouldn't get, I don't know, abducted or whatever.
So the guy he was with wouldn't take him in an alley and have his way with him.
Yes. Because it was always a question.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that with Steven. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this was a circle jerk guy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Anyway.
a feeling that if we ask Kat what movie would best describe your relationship with Steven, her ideal film would be Taken, but she would be Liam Neeson and Steve would be the daughter.
Yeah,
That's how she sees her relationship.
she's talked about having to physically protect him before. I remember that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
As soon as AI gets that good, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make an AI video and it's basically going to be Taken, but it's going to be Kat's head on Liam Neeson. And Steve's going to be the daughter who's like, I know better, Dad. Just chill. It's fine. And then he gets abducted by some French dude, shoved on a boat with all these weird pedos that are going to try and sell him to some rich, fat Arab.
Mm-hmm.
And Kat's going to be like, listen, bitches, I've got a particular set of skills, right? And ignore my big flappy bingo wing arms.
What the
I can still kill all of you.
Jesus. God. You know, there's people out there with real flappy arms.
Yeah, I know. You're like their mascot, right?
We're not saying you've got like super flappy arms, but I think that if you jumped from a tree, you'd be like one of those sugar gliders or like those wing squirrels.
Ridiculous. Anyways, that's all I got for today.
What? No more chaos?
I got nothing else. You got
You
anything
did well,
else?
Kat. You did well. For somebody who's like, completely unprepared and relies on AI for everything, you really provide the entertainment. No, we love you.
I didn't look at AI once.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm proud of you.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah, I believe you.
So next week, you're going to do like the chick version?
The chick version.
Yeah,
No, I'll think of something else.
I prefer doing the chick version. That's my favorite.
Okay.
It's a preference.
Yeah. Having two guys on to talk about what men should wear is kind of not really that good. Well, it's less gay than a circle jerk.
Well, I mean,
you
women,
go.
women are easy. The only thing they should wear is a sidearm.
What? What's that?
You know, like have their weapon strapped to them.
Oh.
And nothing else.
Yep, that's it.
Mm-mm. Anyways.
Or that
Episodes-
thing in,
that
they should
episodes-
wear what Raquel Welch was wearing in 10 million years BC. Just a bikini and a knife.
Yeah, that's it. That's all they need. Yeah,
Ursula Andress and Dr. No.
so next week's episode's done. We've covered it all now.
What? Anyways,
What?
we will see you guys next time. Have a great one. Thank you all for coming. Bye-bye.
Start the revolution, let the truth begin. Wake up, they're feeding lies. Control the media's got you hypnotized. Trust authority, they'll take your soul. Break the chains, find your own control. Wake up.